My pimple is ruining everything. Hey guys, it's me, Travis, back with another video. Welcome to my channel. Get it? Because my voice is hella manly. I'm actually just getting over a cold. My name is not Travis, it's actually Sylvia, but you wouldn't be able to tell if you heard my voice today. But it's okay, I got my tea. We are ready to push through and film today's video for you guys. Soothing. So today's video is gonna be another one of my half makeup tutorial comparing brands kind of style video. That was a weird way to explain it, but if you're subscribed, shout out my S Club. You guys know what type of videos I'm talking about. I do them pretty often. So today we're finally gonna compare Kylie Cosmetics versus KKW Beauty and see the difference in the brands, the difference in the specific products for a full face tutorial. And then at the end, we're gonna compare both sides and decide which one we like better, what products perform better, and which one would I recommend overall. Stay tuned for that. Today's video is also very special because I am doing a giveaway for you guys. Hold up, one sec. Okay, I'm back. I'm giving away 3 of my palettes to my S Club. Okay, there's gonna be 3 winners. Go down to the link below. All you have to do is make sure you subscribe to both me and BH Cosmetics on YouTube and also be following our 2 accounts on Instagram. So if you're already doing that, then like, hello. All you gotta do is just click the link and put your information in. This is just one of the many giveaways that I will be doing this holiday season, but of course, you know, I have to start out with giving away my own palette to my babies because you all need one of these in your life. That's basically it for the intro. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already subscribed, yada, yada, yada. Let's get right into it. Can we also take a moment to appreciate this hair? It literally took me 2 hours, not gonna lie, but my mom's natural hair is super curly like this, so I wanted to try it and see how I look because everyone says I'm a miniature version of my mom. I'll try to find a picture, put it right here, and I'm loving it. To all the girls that have their hair naturally like this, like damn, because it's cute. Okay, so to make this easier, I tried to DIY a little half and half backdrop. The blue side will be Kylie Cosmetics, pink side will be KKW. Remember that so you don't get confused when we're going whoppy back and forth between between both sides. Let's do it. So let's kind of start out with packaging, I guess. KKW Beauty sends their products in little packages like this. Ta-da! They're like these little plastic bags, all nude, very Kim K. Kylie just sends all of her stuff just wrapped up in little boxes, and she also gives you a handwritten note with all of your purchases, which is really cute. I don't know of any other brand that does that, and it looks so legit, but it's definitely printed. She ain't got time for all that. We know that for sure. So I've already started with my foundation and my brows on because neither brand actually has come out with a foundation or brow product yet, but we definitely have everything else to continue on with the full face makeup. So let's first start with concealer. From Kylie, I'm using the shade Pine Nut, and from KKW, I'm using number 3. So starting with the Kylie side, I'm gonna just apply the concealer where I would normally conceal. Oh, I need to conceal this zit. And also apply there, Cupid's bow, chin. And for the KKW side, that looks hella light. I'm gonna mix it with shade number 7, which I also happen to already have in my collection, just to balance out that color a little bit so they match. Your girl's got a tan right now. Main differences right off the bat, the Kylie one is about $2 more, $20 versus $18 from KKW, but you do get a bit more product with Kylie. It's 6.3 grams versus 4.6 grams from KKW. So maybe if you consider that, spending the extra $2, the product might last you a little bit longer with Kylie. To blend out the Kylie side, I'm just gonna use my regular beauty blender. She does not have a beauty sponge available yet, and most of her brushes are sold out. So she also doesn't have an eyeshadow primer, so we're gonna apply that all over my lid to prep before we go in with eyeshadow and just to help conceal that discoloration on my lid. Kylie's concealer is meant to be a medium to full coverage depending on how much you build it, and it's supposed to give a nice satin finish. Then to blend out KKW, I'm using their beauty sponge that they offer, and this concealer is supposed to be full coverage right off the bat, and it's supposed to be super creamy and hydrating. So we got the satin finish versus something way more creamy. The beauty sponge started off really tiny, but it got really big once I wet it. It's definitely much bigger than a beauty blender. And also using that concealer on the KKW side as a eyeshadow primer. Okay, so the beauty sponge isn't bad. It did an okay job of blending it out. Between both sides, I'm surprised that KKW is the one that said it's the full coverage one and not a buildable coverage, because side by side to me, me. Kylie looks like it's a little bit more full coverage. My under eye looks smoother. They're both that satin hydrating finish, and I really like both of them. Next up, I normally do in my routine would be to set my under eye. I do normally bake. Kylie does not have a setting powder of some sort. That's another thing I noticed. Kylie Cosmetics mostly comes out with like the same products, just different shades, like a lot of lip products, whereas Kim has come out with a lot more variety of products. So for the KKW side, we're gonna set using her baking powder, and then we're also gonna brighten using the brightening powder, both in the shade 1. I'm gonna apply that using the concealer duo brush from KKW, which is like this two-sided brush with a little sponge on the end and a fluffier brush on the other side. So let's set the KKW side, and I'm gonna keep that baking there. And just to give Kylie a fair shot, I'm not gonna bake the concealer, but I am gonna set it so we can really know how it wears if you are normally setting your concealer, which I do. Otherwise, I feel like, you know, if it starts creasing and stuff, like that's just not fair. Also setting on my lid. So we've let that bake for a few minutes. Let's dust it off using her brush. Honey. It does feel very finely milled. It's dusting off really easily, and it was that lighter shade, so it did seem to brighten, but we have yet to go in with the brightening powder, which I'll do right now. And this is like super white, and as much as I love a brightened under eye, it might just be a little too bright for my complexion right now. So I'm just gonna apply that right on my most inner part of my under eye here, instead of taking it everywhere I put that concealer. Probably should have gone with the number 2 shade, which is a little bit more pink. I do really like the idea of using a brightening powder afterwards. Every time I'm doing a glam look, I've always done this ever since I learned this trick at MAC. I use a brightening powder, but usually it's the MAC Studio Fix foundation powder. It just really helps to brighten and smooth out any like bags or anything on your under eye to give you that really flawless filtered glam finish under there. So it's cool that she came out with those kits and made it super user friendly. It comes with this that you can really follow along and learn how to do the conceal, bake, brighten technique. Next up is bronzer. I have the Cocoa Collection palette from Kylie Cosmetics, and then the KKW Beauty contour stick in light. This is actually the only bronzer that she has come out with, and it just happens to be in this Cocoa Collection palette. And I have tried this bronzer before. I really like it. I think it's a really nice formula. It goes on nice and soft, and it's the perfect shade, not too gray, not too warm. It really goes on my complexion nicely. Also gonna apply that on the perimeter of my forehead and all the areas I would normally bronze. Also gonna do a bit of a nose contour on both sides, so I'm gonna apply that along the bridge of my nose. Of course, my pimple is right there, so it's not gonna be very smooth, but we will try. So now onto the KKW contour stick. One side is more of like a grayish brown for the contour shade, and the other side is more so for like a bronzing. It's more warm toned, so we'll do something like that. We're also gonna take that along the other side of the bridge of my nose and the perimeter of my forehead, and we're gonna blend that out using the KKW brush that comes with the kits. It's this little flat kabuki blending brush, and I love the way these cream sticks blend out. They're super beginner friendly. They're not going to turn muddy on you. It's not going to disturb your foundation underneath, and it just looks very natural because it melts into your skin. Honestly, I should have applied this before we already set my under eye, but it's okay. We gonna make it work. I like this brush too for blending out. It's a really good small kabuki brush, especially for a nose contour. Using this cream is like a lifesaver because it just looks so natural and undetectable. So there we have it, bronzer on both sides. It's very hard to compare these two to each other because obviously they're very different. Kylie's is a powder bronzer. I really love the formula, how it applies, blends out beautifully. For a cream contour stick, I really like the KKW Beauty one. It's just easy to blend out. It is a little bit more cooler toned than the Kylie one we used. Honestly, I like them both. They're just very different, so I would use them for different occasions. Now let's move on to blush. For the Kylie side, we have her pressed blush powder in X-Rated, and for KKW, we have the shade Luxe. I also got the KKW one from this Glam Bible, which comes with so many different products in it. Blush, a highlight, eye pencil, eyeshadow palette, lashes, mascara, like a lot of stuff in here to give you a good overview of KKW. So I thought that was a good vault to kind of get. So first let's do Kylie's side, putting that on the apples of my cheeks with a nice big fluffy brush. Ooh, pretty. I really like this blush. I've had it for a little while now, and although it's scary in the pan, it's just very pretty and like gives you a nice flushed look on your face. Kylie's blushes apply really softly, and then you can build it to really intensify the color, which makes it really user-friendly. You're not gonna put way too much on there and then look like a clown, you know? Obviously it blends really nicely into that bronzer. So we like Kylie's blushes, but now let's compare it to the KKW one on a different brush so we're not contaminating, and we'll apply that in the same area. Ooh, that's a really pretty color. They look so similar, but why do they look so different in the pan? Confused. I feel like the formulas of these are very, very similar. They're both matte, they both build slowly, and they both look bomb. To be honest, I do prefer the KKW packaging, but it is a much smaller product. Kylie gives you like more than half of what the KKW blush is. Next up is highlight. Before we do that though, I'm gonna remind you to go buy some S Club merch if you haven't copped yours yet, because it is the best merch on YouTube, okay? It's very cute, très adorable. I know French, I know things. We got the roses on the sleeve, comes in very trendy colors like tan and black, and we also have the cutest phone cases in the game with the classic S Club roses all over it. So make sure you go and check out the merch, link in the description, tag me in all your pictures. You know I'm following you guys and showing love back always with the merch and the palette. But now that we got that plug out of the way, let's move on to highlight. For the Kylie side, we have Salted Caramel, and from KKW, we have Glitz and Glam from that Glam Bible. So first going in with Kylie's. Honestly, both of these reflect like a beautiful champagne color. So honestly, I think the main difference is that Kylie's product gives you a lot more for the money, but that is really, really pretty. It's not gonna be the most blinding highlight of all time, but it is gorgeous and it melts right onto the skin, and it's very finely milled, so it's not super detectable under the sun. So I applied that on my cheekbone, my cupid's bow, and the one side of my chin. I don't know why I talk in an accent like half the time. What's wrong with me? Now applying the KKW side. Oh, honey. Okay, that's way more blinding right off the bat, so there is a difference in formula. The shade is very similar though. It's kind of that yellow gold champagne color. Also applying that everywhere I applied the Kylie one on the opposite side. If you like a more blinding highlight, this one's probably more your speed. It does have a really, really nice formula, and you don't have to build it as much to get it that blinding. So my face makeup is basically done on both sides, and we're looking good so far. Not any major differences, mostly in the brightened under eye on the KKW side. But let's move on to eyes. So for eyeshadow palettes, I have two very different palettes from both brands. I have the Kylie Sippin' Pretty palette, which has a ton of shades in there. And then from KKW, we have the Smoky Volume 1 palette, which is obviously much smaller. It's part of that Glam Bible vault that I got. So we're not comparing them because they're the most similar palettes, but I just wanted to try two palettes from both of them that I haven't tried before. So let's first use the KKW palette, going in with Risque. So it's very soft, buildable, completely matte. All the shades in this palette are matte, whereas the Kylie one has a bunch of shimmers too. Going in with Moscow Mule on the Kylie side and putting that in the same place. Whoa, so this one seems to be more pigmented right off the bat. Only dipped my brush in once, whereas the KKW one, I did have to build it. So concentrating that mostly in the center of my lid. And since we're doing a smoky look, we want every shadow to be super diffused and blown out. Look at those shades side by side, pretty similar. So back to the KKW side, we're going in with Exotic. It's this matte, cool toned brown, and I'm gonna pack that on the outer corner, starting closer to the lash line and then kind of blending up and out as there's less product on the brush to get a nice, soft, smoky look. And then once that color is packed on there, I'm just gonna use a clean blending brush. This is actually a KKW Beauty eyeshadow brush, and we're gonna blend those shades together and make sure that there's no harsh lines between the two. That does make you lose some of that color, so I'm gonna go back in and pack some more of that shade on and kind of just go back and forth like that until I build it exactly how I want. So it's kind of good that these shades aren't like super pigmented and sticky like right off the bat, just because it allows you to kind of blend them out a little bit easier. So that could be good for beginners. Also taking that shade and packing it on right on the inner corner using a smaller blending brush. We're gonna kind of create a halo eye. So you want the color to be more intense, closer to your lash line, and then blend it up and diffuse it, blow it out as you bring it up to your crease. And then doing the same thing on the Kylie side using the shade Mimosa, which is also a dark brown, but it's more reddish. Packing it on the outer corner. For sure, Kylie's shadows are a lot more pigmented. Packing on the inner corner, and then we'll blend out and diffuse with a clean blending brush. I was able to do the Kylie side like a lot quicker, just because it is more pigmented. I don't have to spend as much time building that shadow. Both eyes are looking pretty similar. I'm gonna pack more of that pink shade on the Kylie side, just in the center. I'm gonna go back in with that brown shade on both sides and just take that to my lower lash line with a small smudging brush from Real Techniques on the most outer part of my lower lash line and the inner part. And we can really bring it down low because this is a super smoky, sexy look. Oh yeah, giving ourselves a nice smoldering eye. Doing the same thing on the Kylie side, just kind of connecting that smokiness to the lower lash line there. Now going into the KKW palette and using this shade right here. It's this kind of white, creamy bone shade. I'm gonna apply that right on the inner corner to highlight highlight. Ooh, that's pretty. Also gonna put a little bit of that on my brow bone and then blend this out. Taking Vanilla on Vanilla in the Kylie palette and doing the exact same thing. Now this is the most similar shade in the Kylie palette, but it's a little bit more pink and less of like that white cream color. Apply that in the inner corner and on the brow bone. So eyeshadow is basically done. I have black eyeliners from both brands. First, going in on the KKW side, I'm gonna line my lashes and then we're gonna smudge it out. So just applying that close to my lash line all along my lashes, and then also tight lining my lashes. Also applying that on my lower lash line, just on the outer corner. It applies super creamy and smooth. I do like that formula, but let's see how it smudges out. There we go, it is blending out. It just takes a little bit more time because it is a liner and not a shadow. Let's also line the waterline and see how this liner holds up. Now moving over to the Kylie side and doing the same thing with her black eye pencil, lining my lashes. Ooh, this one is a lot creamier, I think. It's really applying without putting any pressure, and then smudging that out as well. I feel like because it applied creamier, it might smudge out a little bit easier than the KKW one, but let's see. Oh yeah, this one for sure smudges out just a little bit easier, so that's good or bad depending on how you look at it. So now time for mascara. Kylie actually does not have a mascara, so I'm gonna use the KKW Beauty mascara for both sides, and this is my first time using it. Oh my god, it's making my lashes so long, you guys. Whoa, it's definitely adding length. It's almost like pulling on my lashes really, really hard that it's kind of like uncomfortable, but it's worth it because look at that. Also putting that on my lower lashes. Whoa, this mascara is bomb, you guys. I like this a lot. Same thing for the Kylie side. Kylie, you need to get on your mascara, girl. Mascara is on. It looks bomb, you guys. I'm really liking the KKW mascara. It added length and volume, so they look bomb. But that's it for the Kylie eye. She actually does not sell false lashes. Kim does, however. So we're gonna apply the false lashes that were in the Glam Bible. They're these super wispy, flared out, separated lashes. Actually, kind of like my preference for style of lashes. I really, really like this style. I want Kim to come out with way more lashes because she is definitely known for her glam, dramatic lashes. I really like these. So lashes are on and they are beautiful. I love this style of lash. The band is also really thin, so even though they're glam, they're very comfortable on my lid. So eyes are completely done. They look so similar, even though we used two totally completely different palettes. I did prefer the Kylie eyeshadows over the KKW. They were just a little bit more pigmented off the bat, but I do like the KKW side better the way it turned out because we have those glam lashes, we have that bomb mascara, and Kylie, I technically shouldn't even put the mascara on there, but we couldn't leave her hanging, you know? Last step is lips. I have lip liners from both brands. We're gonna be using Dolce K from Kylie Cosmetics and the Classic Icon liner from KKW. So first going in on the Kylie side, I love Kylie's lip liners. I just go through them so quickly because of how creamy they apply. You really have to sharpen them a lot, but it's a bomb formula for blending into lipsticks and just easy application, so I do really like them. Now lining on the KKW side. These colors are pretty similar to each other. They're both brownish nudes. So both liners are on and I can't really tell the difference in formula. They feel the same, they sharpen the same. These have to be made by the same company, you guys. They're so similar, the packaging and everything. I'm not going to say anything, it's not confirmed, but probably made by the same company, I think, maybe. And then the last product, I decided we will do the collab lip product. It's their collab lip collection that they recently came out with. It comes with 4 beautiful shades. I'm gonna use the shade Twinning, which is the most nude shade from the collection. I don't like it. I wanted to use something that both the sisters came out with together, but I don't think this lip is gonna go well with this eye. Instead, let's apply the KKW Classic Icon 2 lipstick from the Glam Bible Vault and apply that on top on both sides. I feel like the liquid lipstick formulas between both brands are very, very similar as well. Kind of like their lip liners. I really like the KKW lipsticks though. They're so creamy and soft. I think I kind of reach for KKW's lip products more because Kim has so many of those like iconic nudes, but they're both really great formulas from both brands. So there we go. This completes the final makeup look using one half Kylie Cosmetics and the other half KKW Beauty. Honestly, between the two, I feel like you cannot see a difference other than like my more brightened under eye on the KKW side and maybe the slight variations of the eyeshadows. The pink is a little bit more prominent in the Kylie side. Like, I don't know, it's very hard to tell. Even with the lip liners, they're very, very similar. The face products, the blush, like if I saw somebody like this out in public, I would think that they just use the same product for all over their face. So I don't know what that tells you, but I am a big fan of both brands. Despite the fact that they're so similar, I feel like they both bring something different to the table. Kylie has a way more variety of lip products. And then KKW, you know, Kim brings that contour and highlight and all the sculpting products. And I like both brands. What do you guys think? Which side do you like better? Let me know down below. Also comment down below any other brands you want me to pit against each other. I know I've seen you guys request Sephora versus Ulta Beauty, so that's a coming. But that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to enter the giveaway, link in the description. Click right here to purchase my palette so you can follow along the future tutorials that I will be doing with it. And then check out these other videos if you haven't seen them yet. Don't forget to subscribe either if you watch the whole video. Love you guys so much. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.